According to multiple reports, AJ Brown. Cut the video. Let's get some sleep. AJ Brown. AJ Green. AJ Brown. You see how we got there? Let's start over. Take two. AJ Brown isn't going anywhere, according to the reports out there lingering around news wires. And honestly, it's smoke season, so there's nothing concrete, legitimate, 100%. It's all speculative right now. But there are multiple reports out today, so we have to address it. There's no way to corroborate it. We have no idea what is factual, what is not. Of course, Philly's going to say things like, we want to keep our best players. They've said that for a long time now. But there is a real chance, it seems, that they're trying to repair the situation. And as I said many days ago, when we talked about this situation, once this offensive coordinator situation was cleaned up, we knew AJ Brown would give it a second look. And what did I tell you about 5, 6, 7 days ago? That AJ Brown, not AJ Green, AJ Brown was looking like he was changing his tune. When he talked about Philly, wants to be there NFL Super Bowl week, you just heard nothing but positive things. AJ Brown, I don't think at this moment in time is leaning toward wanting to leave. And that was the real problem. The Eagles are not trading him unless he requests a trade and wants out. They're not going to force him out. They don't want him to leave. But the problem AJ Brown had was with his workload, offensive coordinator. He didn't get along with that situation entirely. And so I think he believes that this could be a new chance to get more volume. So someone said, no way he stays, right? I think there's more of a chance he stays than he goes. Absolutely. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Yeah, there's definitely a more of a chance AJ Brown stays in Philly in 2026 than gets traded at this moment in time. That's what the news reports seem to insinuate. And that's what I've been predicting for maybe 5 to 10 days. Just that the vibe has really changed. AJ Brown is giving his new situation a look. And that the problem is now gone. The play calling, the dialing up AJ Brown sporadically, not consistently, not getting him involved, boring playbook, boring play calls. If you remember back when AJ Brown was at his biggest diva state, what were the things he was saying? We got to be better. We aren't using our weapons. We aren't using myself, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. None of us are getting used. And that's what he said. That problem is gone. So there is a strong chance, way more, Barry, way more chance that he stays than gets traded at this moment in time, based on the difference in his vibe and how he talks about it. And, you know, you players that talk up a big game of wanting to leave or not loving their situation, they change the part that made him pissed off. He's willing to give it another try. I don't think he gets traded. I thought he would, like mid-season, felt like he was gone. End of the year, felt like he was gone. Getting rid of their offensive coordinator, the part he hated the most, the part he had the problem with, it's reset things. I don't think the Eagles have any interest in trading him unless he wants to leave. He no longer, in my opinion, wants to leave. Not much to go over on this. There's no real anything to look at. Just reports, smoke. This was being spat out by 2-3 different sources today. And so I thought I'd come in here and do an update on it because this is my take, my digestion of the situation. He's not going anywhere at this moment in time. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And we'll have ourselves a little conversation about this. We can talk about what would happen if he did end up going elsewhere. What's it mean? What's it look like? What do I expect the situation to look like if he does go somewhere? We got him on the wide receiver board. So if we were to kick it around, it's interesting to kick it around. It's interesting to say if he goes to New England or to Buffalo, he's an absolute stud there. And he probably gets fed enough. He stays in Philly. It depends how this offense looks. It depends how they dial up the weapons. But at the same time, the same quarterback is still in place. The same head coach is still in place. Jalen Hurts has the ability to check down and throw to whoever he wants to throw to. Yeah, the play calling does matter, and it's certainly a problem. But Jalen Hurts is definitely, capable if all things are cooking for him around him, so that he's freed up and less pressure. But Jalen Hurts is part of the problem, So let me make it abundantly clear that just because I believe that A.J. Brown probably is in let's call it a 70%. Your boy likes to throw around percentages. They're arbitrary. They're my guesswork, but they're educated guesswork. I believe 70% chance A.J. Brown, maybe 80, wants to stay. I think he's intrigued by the idea of leaving. I think he probably has some fractured relationship with Sirianni that is, I don't want to say not repairable, but pretty damaged. Sirianni and, you tried calling. Let me open up the phone line again. There it is. Sorry. It's open now. Sirianni and A.J. Brown almost got into a fist fight on the sideline, but I think that is why there's a 20 or 30% chance that he still wants to be traded. That maybe we don't know how fractured that relationship is, but if it was so fractured and it wasn't about usage, wouldn't we hear A.J. Brown saying different things during Super Bowl festivities weekend? Wouldn't we hear A.J. Brown saying things that sounded kind of like, I need this or I need that, or, we'll see, it's business. Would we hear him saying something like that instead of, I don't want to go leave Philly. I love Philly. I love the Philly fans. Why are we hearing him talk like that once and now that he has a new offensive coordinator? That's all I'm saying. I don't think that there's still 30% is still a big number. Me saying 70 to 80%, so 20, let's call it 25%. So 75% chance A.J. Brown wants to stay now that he has a new offensive coordinator. He's willing to give it one more try. That 25%, that's still a huge number. And that is all Sirianni. That is the fractured relationship, these two almost getting in a fist fight in that last playoff game. That is why this exists, this 25%. I think the Eagles have a near 5 to 10% desire to trade A.J. Brown right now. That could easily fester, grow, manifest into 100% just with the mere fractured relationship and the wanting to move on and get rid of the negative toxicity in the locker room that is brought on by A.J. Brown when he's unhappy. But if A.J. Brown's like, no, I like this, let's, we got rid of the problem. The problem was always, why aren't we using our weapons? I'm a weapon. I'm not being used. That was constantly what A.J. Brown complained about. There wasn't anything else. He never got in front of a camera and said, I'm tired of the way Sirianni talks to me. He never had said anything like that. It's all about usage, and the usage has been reset. The likelihood that he gets keyed on more is more certainly, that likelihood is increasing. Now, will it be successful? Again, I don't know. You still have the same quarterback problem, a quarterback that sometimes can throw for 100 yards. We just don't know how successful the offense is going to be. They were a disaster when Sirianni left. That breakout year, Hurts was amazing. Philly was balling, and Shane Steichen. Did I say Sirianni? Shane Steichen left and went to Indianapolis, and then the Eagles fell apart that year. They cleaned house again in terms of their coordinators, came back, circled back. They've been building since, and now we'll see what happens because a new coordinator on the O side of this football, unknown how it's going to all mesh together. We could be looking at an even worse situation, or the same situation, or a better situation. There's obviously three outcomes in general. So we're beholden to that outcome that we can't predict. All I can say is that I believe A.J. Brown has reset the diva meter slightly. Now, could some off-season conversation between Sirianni and A.J. Brown muster up some sort of disdain, and then there's fractured relationship again, and A.J. Brown wants out? Most certainly a possibility. And Travis D dropping a $10 super chat. Let me just make sure my Rumblers are good over on Rumble. Where are my Rumblers at? Let's jump into a big board, by the way. Hit that $10 big board right now. Underdog promo code Smitty on Underdog. The link's in the description of the video. Please join a draft with me right now. Click that link on Underdog. If you missed this one, just sign up so you're ready to go next time, or join a draft alongside of me. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. So while that one fills, let me answer this super chat and also just take a gander at the Rumble. Aldi's in the building over on Rumble. I think they're just saying that about AJB to get more in trade. Also made a bet with a league mate that JJ McCarthy won't start most of next year. No way the Vikings punt another year, I told him. Yeah, you're going to probably easily win that McCarthy one. But AJ Brown, I'm telling you right now, I think that they're not they're posturing. They're always going to posture. They're always going to make sure that if there is a trade market there, we don't need to trade AJ Brown. Then he's more valuable. But I do believe, what I'm telling you, I believe in my bones, bro, that it's like a 70 to 75. I said 80, but I'll dial it back. 70 to 75. So there's only a 25 to maybe 30% chance that something still gets cooked up as far as, and it doesn't mean it gets executed upon, but they're trying to trade him. They're looking at it. You got to also think about it from the perspective of the Eagles. Is you get rid of A.J. Brown, you're not a better team. Maybe he's putting up a fuss and wants to get traded, and there's toxicity that makes it unbearable. That fractured relationship could lead to a trade, but the Eagles have zero desire, near zero. I think I called it like 5% or whatever. Near 0% desire to get rid of an elite player like A.J. Brown when they believe they can win it all next year. Not saying they will. I'm not saying that we expect that. I'm saying they think they can win it all every year. What team doesn't, especially a team with this kind of weaponry? So I truly believe that we're looking at, as of right now at least, a very low odds percentage chance that A.J. Brown gets traded. Let me pull this up real quick and then I'll go over to Travis. Let me just see. This is not the draft. This is a previous draft. Let me go back over here and load that draft. 2 picks away. Where is it? 2 picks away, active drafts. 2 picks away, big board. Here it is. I'm in the 8 spot. Okay. Let's see what we can dial in from the 8. This is rolling fast. Puka Nacua, Bijan, Gibbs, Jamar Chase, McCaffrey, JSN, Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, James Cook, HN. Man. I guess I'll go Lamb here. I don't hate that. I don't mind Lamb at the 8 pick. I love Lamb. I still think there's a world where Lamb explodes this coming season. Even with Pickens, if they do decide to sign Pickens to a long-term deal and they don't trade him on the tag. Travis, you're live. Maybe not. Hold on. Let me switch the speaker over. Hold on a second, Travis. Where's my damn... All right. And we'll probably do a Dynasty show after this, I hope, depending on how fast this draft goes. I might not even finish the whole draft, and then we jump over to Dynasty, because I don't... sometimes we go all the way through, but some of you don't care about the round 20 and round 18 and whatever. So we might end it like in round 14 or 15 and jump over to the Dynasty channel. All right, Travis, you're live. I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like you were saying, things that A.J. Brown was saying wasn't wrong. He just shouldn't have been saying them so much. If you can make note of something or squeaky wheel gets the grease type of thing, he took it too far. And it, screwed with the locker room, but just drama. But aside from that, now if the two have gone, you make a good point that was the problem. In terms of the Eagles, there's 2 things. One, there's a decent chance Goddard leaves. I guess he could sign back with them, but he could be gone. And if Goddard leaves, and then you trade AJB, now you're taking two of your most important weapons away from Hurts, who, as can be kind of shaky at times. He's a good quarterback, so before Eagles fans jump down my throat, he's good and he wins, performs well in the playoffs usually, and I'm not saying he's bad, but there can be times where he's very taking away, his safety blanket tight end and his best receiver. That's a huge, huge loss. And really, even if Goddard stays and they just move AJB, they're not almost definitely not replacing him. Like whoever they get is not going to be as good as AJ.
Yeah. I just don't, if they kept everything the same, if it wasn't even an offensive coordinator problem in AJ Brown's mind, then I don't, I think that this should be unrepairable. But the fact that they got rid of the problem, they walked the problem out the door. Like, what's AJ Brown's like beef right now? What would he say? I just think I'm done here and I'm spent here. Okay, that's a legitimate argument, right? Maybe sometimes you just what you outwear your welcome, right?
Yeah.
But does that jive with what he said in interviews recently, as of like a week ago, when he says, "I love Philly, I love Philly fans, I love my team. I don't want to be anywhere else." Like he's basically said all that. So like, how is that matching up? It's not. That's why I say it really does feel like we're in a different territory now. That's
You what? It's crazy to me that they gave Sirianni he just signed an
yeah,
extension.
yeah, yeah. He did.
Would be the perfect situation to say like, okay, we go one more year with it, and it doesn't work out. We trade AJB, pump Sirianni, and kind of do a reset on the fly here. But Sirianni's there, for at least a couple more years. I think that's the only thing that could really break
Yeah.
the
If AJ Brown were quiet right now, like real quiet, and they got rid of their OC and they move forward, and he's still just like done. Sirianni pissed me off. I'm just done. They can try and fix it now. It doesn't matter. But the fact that he's like talking great about the team, the city, his teammates, and they cleaned house and reset the board for AJ Brown to say, hey, this move is to get you the ball. I mean, I really, really, as much as I want a trade to happen, because I'm a chaos kind of guy. I love the chaos of a trade like that. AJ Brown to another team. Um, because he probably goes somewhere great, and so it opens up a door of more production. I think AJ Brown in Philly is kind of problematic. It doesn't get the most out of him. However, a new offensive coordinator may make AJ Brown, who just went at pick number 33, a third end of the third round, third drafted player on your team. That's pretty good value. I don't hate buying AJ Brown as my wide receiver one in a running back strategy from, let's say, the 9 pick. I could go running back. AJ Brown is my wide receiver one. Wouldn't want to try it in every draft, but damn, that's not horrible. This guy's team right here with Jeremiah Love in the middle. This is pick 9. So he went AJ Brown. I'm sorry, he went Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jeremiah Love, AJ Brown. I don't hate it. Fine with that. I'm almost on the clock here. Oh boy. Okay, so Lad McConkey. I could go Lad here. I could go Garrett Wilson. I got a few seconds here. Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson. Let's
I like Lad.
let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. He's my third receiver here. I only got one running back, but this is a pretty good looking squad. I got Lamb, Neighbors, Brees Hall, Lad McConkey. So pretty good.
We were talking about it last night, how they keep here in San Diego could be a fit for AJ Brown, all these receivers, and I'll be beating a dead horse, but I do not want them to bring in anybody. Like,
no, I don't yet.
Mistake, but I don't. I mean, yeah, if you bring in AJ Brown, it would be good. He's always, probably going to be, he's a great player. but I don't want any more bodies in that room.
I don't either.
Have what they need.
Yeah, I don't either.
Or Malibu Mike now, I guess.
I don't want anything. This team's pretty good, man. Lamb, Neighbors, Hall, and McConkey. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, and the great thing about this team,
Lamb Neighbors is awesome.
Yeah, the great thing about this team is the main takeaway that I had a good year last year in best ball. I don't think I'm not saying any of this from I could learn from my mistakes or anything. But I do feel like the more teams you put into the playoffs, the more chances I could have had multiple teams go to the distance or go close, or head into a final round or whatever. But so you could always learn and get better. The more chances you put yourself in. The thing that I'm starting to really focus on this year is not worrying about weeks 1 through 14 as much as assuming that I will have the support and the players that will support Neighbors if Neighbors does have some sort of beginning struggle or whatever. As soon as you get past round 14 or week 14 and you're one of the top 2 teams, and every contest is different, but in Best Ball Mania, in Best Ball BBM, the top 2 teams from week 14 advance into week 15. So all you have to do is just get through. So Neighbors get supported by other pieces that you have that might tail off. So you're kind of getting creative with who you pick. Like an example would have been like Kamara last year. You thought he'd do well for 8 weeks, then tank, right? And that's kind of what he did. So if you drafted a running back that needed some time, like Hendy or Harvey, that was a good swap. So I'm focused on, when I look at a team like this that I'm drafting, the Neighbors part doesn't concern me at all. I actually really, really like it. Let me just see real quickly. I'm on the clock here. Man, I don't like these. Javante's pretty good here. So I'll go Javante. So Brees Hall, Javante. I got Lamb, Neighbors, McConkey. So having Lamb, having McConkey, and if I feel really confident about my other wide receivers, Neighbors, if I get to week 15 and Neighbors is fully healthy, then my team could become just a whole different kind of unstoppable. So I'm really, really taking into account that I can skate by and get second place, move on to week 15, which is round 1 of the playoffs, and just make sure that team is the best it can be. Not worried about week 1, not worried about week 5, not worried about week 10. I'm not even worried in some cases as much about the backup tight ends as much. Like I could almost roll with 2 tight ends because I was going to grab Herbert potentially. Man, Drake May keeps falling though. That's wild. He's now QB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember he was QB 2? Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of have to take. Man, do I take Drake May here? Kind of have to take Drake May here because the quarterbacks are flying off the board. I did expect that May would be gone and Herbert would fall, or JD5. But my team is Lamb, Neighbors, Hall, McConkey, Javante Williams, and Drake May. And I'm not as worried about stacking as much either this year. Not that I ever was a huge, like, you stack or you lose. Like, those people are ridiculous. But it's more about, and we don't really have the schedule to support this, it's really better to just you have a week 16 matchup where you have, Cincinnati at Buffalo or whatever. It's better to have Josh Allen and or let me put it this way. It's let's do Cincinnati versus, give me a team, Travis, any team.
Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore. It's better to have Derrick Henry and Joe Burrow in many cases than it is to have Lamar and Henry or Burrow and Chase Brown or whatever. I love having that. It's called a game stack versus an actual stack on the team. So without that information of what who's playing when, I'm not even like ultra focused on the stacks. I stack when it makes sense and when it's smart, because the concept behind stacking, if anybody doesn't know, is just that you have to get less things right. If the Bengals blow up, then you're probably doing well with Burrow and Chase Brown, and it tends to always be kind of the case that the team that wins has a lot of good stacks, and so it gets replicated. But in some cases, there's a little bit of a fallacy going on in that you have a lot of the better drafters that live, eat, breathe, sleep best ball, that are really good at it, that are trained and I don't want to say brainwashed because they're really good at playing, but they're being told and they're trained and they're meticulous about the stacking. So naturally, the teams that are the best are going to be those people that literally spend tons of money. They do this. It's all they do. They're practically, live, eat, and breathe and sleep best ball and looking at data and all that. And so they're naturally going to be the teams that are more so at the top. So those teams that end up being better than everybody happen to have stacks. So it feeds into the narrative even more. Hold on one second. I'm on the clock here. Michael Wilson or Tootin? 5 seconds.
Wilson.
Okay, that does support my neighbor's narrative. So we'll go with that. But the game stacks are better than the team stacks for the most part, because you get an explosive game. And this is why I think it's hilarious when someone says, like, there have been people that have come into my live stream and be like, Smitty, can't believe you're teaching people best ball. You don't know anything because I drafted I drafted Chase and didn't have Burrow. Like, if you have Cincinnati at Buffalo, and you don't even have to have them in a game stack, by the way, but if you have Jamar Chase and you also have Josh Allen, there's a very strong chance that Allen outscores Burrow. And in your massive game stack where there's a lot of scoring, this is the best combination anyway. That's why people are just moronic with their stacking obsession. Oh, man, I like this next guy. Don't take him. Don't take him, pal. Don't you do it. My running backs are going to be pretty thin here. Don't do it. Don't take him. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, he's got a timeout on him. He's got a timeout on him. Okay, he didn't. Well, hold on. Maybe let me just see. Yeah, I'm going to go with him. I'm going to go Alec Pierce. I like Alec Pierce. My wide receivers, I've never drafted this many wide receivers over the last 10, 15 drafts. But I do have Hall and Javonte, so I still feel like I did well. So I got Hall, Javonte. I got Lamb, Neighbors, McConkey, Michael Wilson, and Alec Pierce. Woo! It's a strong team. Strong team. Trust with a super chat. Thank you again, Aldi and 420 man in the Rumble chat. Hit that thumb up in the Rumble. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't be shy about hitting that tip button. We got our first Rumble wallet crypto tip. I was so pumped when Healing Nature AZ dropped it. $15 in Bitcoin. Over on the Rumble wallet. That's what one of the tip options are. Rumbles. It's awesome. I love it. But appreciate that from him. Trust, appreciate your super chat as well. Winning Super Bowls in a QB is a QB reward. Wide receivers make Hall of Fame based off individual stats, not bowls. He wants to go put up 1,500 plus till the wheels fall off. Ego bro. Who's he? Wait, what?
AJB.
Oh.
AJB.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Good.
Yeah, he does. It's ridiculous. We're getting kind of thin at the RB position, and Rico Dowdle going just kind of hurt. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I love Woody Marks. I don't love his situation. You guys saw my video last night, and then I put up a YouTube short on saying no Texans but Nico, and I hate. It hurts me to say that. I freaking love Woody Marks, but the worst offensive line in the league. Jonah Coleman. I think I'd take Jonah Coleman here. It's Jonah Coleman, Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson. Emmett could fall. Oh, hold on. I'm going. I didn't realize Gadsden was still there. I went Gadsden. But I'm thin at running back. Hold on, let me merge Bruce in. I had to go with Gadsden there. That was an unreal selection there. Gadsden at freaking, what was that? That was 104. 104.
That's his ADP, 104.
Jeez, man. That was, look at that lineup. I may be thin at running back, the depth of it, but I mean, that's my entire lineup right there. That's one extra player.
Good amount of Gadsden at that. Such a low 80.
So my starting lineup is Hall and Javante. Lamb, Neighbors, McConkey. My flex is either Michael Wilson or Pierce, and my tight end is Gadsden. That's strong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. The system's gonna think you're including. No, it won't, bro. There's nothing wrong with this draft. What are you talking about, John? John, you always run your mouth about something, bro. The system's gonna think you're including because quarterbacks went too early. No one's stacking quarterbacks weirdly. He's saying because quarterbacks went too early. Come on, bro. All right, here.
9 quarterbacks.
Woody Marks is the only one. I already broke my rule. I already broke my own rule. Never anybody but, except for, I should have said except for in best ball. I don't.
Woody could still put up some best ball games.
Yeah. It's not a bad third running back. I do love Woody. I made that abundantly clear last night when we said nobody but Nico. It's not because I don't love Woody. Woody's just been put in an awful situation. So we had to go with it. There's no other running backs. I like the Coker pick. I was contemplating Coker. Gainwell's available. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's available. Tyler Shuck is available. I don't think he'll last in my next pick though. Debo is available. Emmett Johnson's still there. He's definitely someone I will look at. James Conner, probably going to get released, maybe. Trey Benson is available. That's not a bad running back to add at this stage. Kamara. George Kittle's there. Darnold's lasting to 124. Poor Darnold, man. What's the guy got to do to get into the single digit rounds? He's falling. He was in like late 10, I think, at one point. Now he's 11 something. Poor Darnold. The Darnold truthers get so mad too. They get angry. They just don't like it at all.
He's not a great fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, he's just mid.
That's what it is.
What about Gainwell? Is Gainwell? What do you think is going to happen there in Pittsburgh?
So, I think he might go back there. Like, he's not going to have a market. Especially if Rodgers stays. Rodgers loves jumping up to him. McCarthy. You think they'll look to? Well, they still have Jalen Warren. They could just run that back. That's not a.
So the top.
Caleb Johnson.
No. The top running backs are Gainwell, in order. Gainwell, J.K., Connor, Benson, Kamara, Mason. Who just went? Gainwell just went. Damn it. Charbonnet. Is Charbonnet good? Is he good by the time I may need him?
I've been taking him in stretch because
Jonathan Brooks, Sean Tucker, Vidal. It's either going to be Benson here.
I was going to say Benson. I mean, if Benson's a starter, you hate.
Yeah, Connor's interesting, but I don't know. Like, where will Connor be?
Benson.
Yeah, but like, could he land somewhere? I don't know. Let's go Benson here. So Woody Marks and Benson are not horrible third and fourth running backs with my particular build where I went massively wide receiver heavy. That's not bad. And the next player I have queued up, I'll wait because I do believe we have a few snipers in here. I do. Rock out. Are you on the phone?
Bruce is, right?
Oh, Bruce, you're live.
Hey, Smitty.
I don't know why I sometimes mix up Bruce and Rock out just in my like when I'm answering the phone for some reason. Obviously, I don't mix them up anywhere else, but just when they're on the phone line waiting, I don't know what it is when Rock out and Bruce call in. I just if for some reason it confuses me. Go ahead, Bruce. Rock out. I mean no offense to that, Bruce. I mean no offense to that. You guys are both amazing.
If AJ Brown is traded, which is a big if, who do you think the Eagles would target to replace them?
I'm like Travis said. I don't know if they're just gonna. I mean, they maybe Evans. They try and pull him in, but the problem is the trade for AJ Brown would have to be something that got exhausted after free agency already played out. So probably wouldn't actually even. I don't think they'd even line up to where they could get anybody. I think they'd end up being screwed because AJ Brown could request a trade and they say, let's figure this out before the draft. That would be shocking to me. I think they don't want to trade him, so they've got to have their arm twisted. AJ Brown's going to have to make a stink. They're going to say, we don't want to trade him. Free agency is going to be done and gone very quickly. The draft will come. They won't be able to replace him via rookies. They may still draft somebody. And then AJ Brown exhausts it and they go, fine, we'll trade you. And then that's later. I just don't think it's going to happen. Could it be a draft day trade? The Eagles are pretty crafty on draft day.
I'm gonna ask about that.
You know, maybe, but the free agency still would be over. You know, because all these receivers, Dobbs, everybody will be on a roster, so there's no way to replace them. Look at this squad.
Yeah, because I was thinking.
Hold on a second, Bruce. This squad is fantastic. Lamb, Neighbors, Hall, McConkey, Javante, Drake May, Michael Wilson, Alec Pierce, Rondé Gadsden. I did it. I drafted Marks. I know I said last night, never, nobody. It was your fault. I told you guys to hold me accountable to it. Marks, Benson, and then took Travis Hunter. I really like this Hunter pick in the 12th, 13th round. I took him a little early, but
so far now.
Yeah, I love it. Let's see here. Go ahead, Bruce. I'm sorry.
No, you answered mine. It was about like AJ Brown. Who would they want? My whole thing is, I thought they had a situation towards the trade deadline, and I could be wrong. Where I thought like they calmed them down and just just play out the year and we'll get rid of you.
Well, I'm sure they just said let's address it in the offseason. Like, and they didn't want to say like we're firing our offensive coordinator, but they fixed the problem. It's just a matter of does AJB, is he so pissed off it's not repairable? That's the question, which I don't think is the case unless he's just posturing himself like Max Crosby or something and acting like things are great so they can get the best trade pulled off. But I don't think that's the case. AJ Brown doesn't think like that. He doesn't care what the team wants. He does what he wants. He probably doesn't even answer phone calls. That's the kind of guy AJ Brown is. If I played in the NFL and my head coach called me, I'd answer it anywhere. If I was in a movie, I'd run out of the movie and be like, "What's up, coach?" Like that's who I am. AJ Brown's the kind of guy who probably doesn't return a phone call in the offseason. You know? Like, they called me at home. Like, just that's the way he is. I don't think he's playing any kind of games. I think if he says he loves the team and he wants to stay, he probably does. Oh, this is a great pick right here. I know I keep saying that at every pick, but Dobbs stayed. He hung around. Dobbs. My receivers are. I might even be done. My wide receivers are Lamb, Neighbors, McConkey, Michael Wilson, Alec Pierce, Travis Hunter, and Romeo Dobbs. Holy shit!
You
Just that.
you might be able to just off the rest of your roster.
Yeah, but the problem is these good wide receivers keep falling.
You got a QB.
Yeah, I need a backup QB. I need a backup QB bad. I also need running backs though. Spears, he's not bad here. He's the top running back available though, so he'll probably get ripped real quick. But Spears is there. Jonathan Brooks. There's your boy Bruce. Katron Allen, I kind of like. Dylan Sampson, I kind of like. Nicholas Singleton. Manuel Wilson. Ray Davis. Jaden Blue, I probably should grab him at some point. That really kind of protects.
Grab Javante.
Yeah, it kind of protects me a little bit. Maybe Vidal. I like Vidal a lot. He's a restricted free agent. Or actually, he's not a restricted free agent. He's a what's the damn he's a UDFA free agent or whatever the hell it is. So he's essentially back. He'll return. So Vidal, do I take Vidal? Vidal could be pretty good. Jonathan Brooks, Rashad White, Katron Allen, Vidal. Who do I take, boys?
Vidal for me.
Brooks is upside, but also probably safe.
Oh, Vidal. Man, those receivers are off the mother freaking hook, man. I did not anticipate that I would have Romeo Dobbs as my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th wide receiver, and Hunter as my 6th wide receiver. That's unbelievable. I've never had as good a wide receiver room, I think, this year yet. I don't think I've ever drafted as deep a wide receiver room as this one. This offseason, at least. Right, probably last offseason, too. I did a lot of thin.
ERFA, right? Exclusive rights.
Yeah, that's right. Exclusive rights, yeah. ERFA. No, not an unrestricted free agent, AK. That's I appreciate you. He's a special free agent. They essentially can sign him to a 1-year deal, and he has to accept it, or he sits out the year. He's not, restricted and unrestricted are widely known, but this one's unique. What's the definition?
They can offer him a qualifying 1-year contract at the league minimum, and the player can't negotiate with a must accept an offer and not play at all.
It's the restricted
for a new contract.
Yeah. So the way that it's restricted free agent, restricted rights free agent player, typically with a 3-year, typically with 3 accrued seasons in the NFL, who can negotiate other teams, but is subject to their original first right refusal. No, that's the restricted free agent. What is it again? Read it again.
Exclusive rights free agent. It says it's a player with 2 or fewer accrued seasons.
That's it. Yeah.
Expired. And the team can offer a qualifying 1-year contract
Yep.
minimum, and then the player cannot negotiate with other teams.
Yeah, isn't that crappy, man? A league minimum. It's such a weird. It's almost like a loophole, like situation. Like that's weird.
So Vidal, he was an undrafted free agent, was he? That would be why he's not on a rookie deal.
Yeah. Yep. But what a horrible deal for him. Those free agent labels they got to go. That's crazy. He's just completely like imprisoned to that contract, to not even a contract, to that that rule. That's insane. All right. I need so AJ Barner. Oh, he just got taken. Surratt ain't horrible. Tesla. I'm kind of done it. Okay. Oh, you know what? I need a quarterback pretty badly, and JJ McCarthy's there. Just kidding. So if Sick Nasty's out there, man, I feel bad. Sick Nasty, you there?
Someone take Brissett?
I took Brissett. I was kidding. Yeah, I was taking Brissett. I go, oh, JJ McCarthy. So I took Brissett. Sick Nasty. I wish Sick Nasty would call in on. I swear I won't go at him at all. I just want to hear him talk on JJ McCarthy, because I want a pro JJ McCarthy stance. I want to hear, but I feel like Sick Nasty thinks that I'm gonna attack the stance. I won't. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear a pro. I want to hear a really good pro JJ McCarthy stance. I will shut up. I won't say a word. I just want to hear it. Sick Nasty, if you're there, please call in. I just want to hear it. I want to be. I want to be. I want to be open minded to it. I certainly, off of the show would disagree, but I will literally shut up and listen. Singleton, I don't know why I like Bigsby so much, but I do. I've been drafting a lot of Bigsby.
He's one injury away from being a monster.
I just keep drafting a lot of Bigsby. Let's see, 191. I got to take him here.
One entry or no re-sign, Travis?
Yeah. I have a buddy who is pro McCarthy. Well, have him call in. I don't want Sick Nasty to feel like he's going to get attacked on it, though. I'm not. Just want him to call. I don't think he's.
We've seen his friends, a Michigan fan too. Like that's part of it. And I understand he believes in McCarthy, but I think Sick Nasty would admit if McCarthy didn't go to Michigan, he wouldn't be so high on
Maybe.
loyalty, which I get.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
All right.
not.
All right. So the only position I haven't backed up yet. So let me go over the roster. Roster's strong. This is strong, man. Lamb, Neighbors, Hall, McCarthy, Javante, Drake May, Michael Wilson, Alec Pierce, Gadsden. I know I said I wasn't going to draft any Houston Texans anymore. I took Woody, but I had no running backs. Woody Marks, Benson, Travis Hunter, Romeo Dobbs, Vidal, Brissett, Tank Bigsby. Thin at running back, no doubt, but that comes at a cost when you're playing, games of stacking positions a little bit differently. But I don't hate the running back stable at all, especially if I do get Jaden Blue here coming up. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Well, he's so far down, nobody should take him yet anyway. I might need to take him a little early. Somebody takes Jaden Blue, man. You gotta get a life. Like nobody should be drafting him unless you have Javante. Really, nobody. I wouldn't even draft him if I didn't have Javante. I don't even know if he's the backup. I don't even know if he's the backup.
Well, he couldn't do it last year. What's his name was?
Malik.
Malik, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dylan Sampson, not bad. All right, there's a player here. I hope he falls. It's the only thing I haven't really smartly backed up yet. So let's see if I get lucky. I think I will if it makes it past this pick because this guy's already got 3 tight ends. So you should be taking a 4th. Okay. I'm going to go Colby Parkinson. Oh, no. I just swiped out. No! All right. So I went Colby. The next pick. Geez, will I make it to Jaden Blue? 20. I won't. I gotta decide between Jaden Blue and Tundras right here. Will I be devastated if I don't get Tundras? Probably not. Will I be mad if I don't get Blue? Probably, even though I don't know if he's the backup, but
Possibilities San Fran brings in the Kate Otten, Zacher, Waller, Joku. Like they could sign one of those guys.
so Cowboys depth chart right now it says Malik Davis over Jaden Blue, and Miles Sanders is 4th. Forgot about him, but he's a free agent.
Mafa.
Yeah, I don't even know if Jaden Blue. Maybe I don't even pick Jaden Blue. Maybe I just say screw that. Who else is there?
I've taken him in a couple, but I don't know. Like I take Jaden Blue sometimes. I take Ollie Gordon sometimes. I take Jalen Wright sometimes. But Mostly, I'll only take
I'm gonna
Lewis.
pass. I'm gonna pass on him. Ah, Jordan James. I was gonna do that later. Damn it! I was gonna do. I should have just did that. I should have just did that then. Son of a b. He probably did that because I took Tundras from him and he has Kittle. um, but damn, I wanted Jordan James. That sucks. Okay. Well, uh, what did I say? Running back. So yeah, there's a lot of running backs left. They're all so far down. I'm saying these out loud, but I still could go Jaden Blue if he's there, but I don't think I will. There's Ollie Gordon. Isaiah Pacheco is kind of intriguing. I can't imagine Pacheco doesn't land on a team where he isn't like getting work, you know?
I told you, it's going to be the Jets running back when they give her to Brees Hall.
Yeah. I'm not like super amped about him, but I certainly feel like he's going to go somewhere like kind of like the Mason and Aaron Jones Minnesota Vikings
Yeah,
stable last year. I think that's where Pacheco is going to be in something like that.
that's a late round flyer.
Yeah. Okay. This team's good. I like it a lot. Am I comfortable at running back? I think I definitely need one more, just because it's kind of thin, and there's 20 rounds. So I guess I'm going to take a quarterback and then a running back. So do I go Ollie Gordon or Pacheco?
Go Pacheco.
I kind of agree. He's got the most chance, the most likely chance to be a surprise starter,
Yeah.
you know? And this guy probably will snipe me because I took a ton just from him, so he's listening. But if he does, we'll know because Pacheco's like literally 30 or 25 players down or something. Mooney, okay. Checo. That feels like a really good 19th round pick, Pacheco. Really does. I don't think it's a bad pick at all. Feels kind of almost a steal. I can't picture him not getting carries. I can't. I don't think he's a starter, but he has the best chance of being a starter that late. Ollie Gordon was nice too, but because it's kind of a crowded room without good coordinator situation, like it makes me kind of be like, rather take a chance. Or I would just take Pacheco and Gordon back to back if I needed two RBs there. But my last pick is I don't believe he'll get taken, but there's a little risk he could. I highly doubt it. I think I'll get him and I think I'll be good. I need a quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is available. He's one that I will consider if my option gets snagged. Anthony Richardson also is available, though. That could be pretty intriguing. And he might get traded. He might be a wide back, or no, wide back. Well, yeah, it'd be more like a Taysom Hill. Okay, so do I go Anthony Richardson or Mac Jones?
I'm drafting Mac Jones right now because he's
I
so
go
low
back.
that he gets traded. Then you have a
Let's go
starter
Mac.
in the last round. I mean, that's pretty
Kind,
good.
kind of wish I could go 4 quarterbacks here and get another round because I would take AR5. Just think there's some chances he has like 2 or 3 or 4 games that he starts for you as a flex or as a quarterback. But I guess the way I'm looking at it with this one is Mays. I'm projecting May to be the guy all year. So, but it's a good team, real good squad. I like it. Boys, you got any ideas for a dynasty show? We'll make it quick. It'll be like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Anybody?
I was going to talk about Malik Willis a little bit, but I don't know if he can do much of a dynasty.
Yeah. Let me merge. Rock Out always calls right when I'm ending a show. Always. Hold on. Rock Out, we're ending the show right now, like usual. Final thoughts, Rock Out? Hey, Rock Out.
Closing statement.
Yeah, closing statement. You can even try and guide the Dynasty show. Give me an idea.
What did you do last? Got
I forget. I don't know. What about Olave?
Tyson, maybe wide receivers.
Yeah, maybe. What about Olave? How about Olave?
Steve,
How about Olave and Shuck?
Devontae Smith.
How about-
Devontae Smith and AJ leaves.
But I don't think AJB is going to leave though, Bruce. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they did Jordan, Tyson, Bucky, and Puka for the last three.
Let's do the New Orleans Saints situation because we can then dip into Brees Hall or Jeremiah Love and whoever they might end up getting, but we'll focus on Olave and Shuck. All right, Rock Out. Anything else before we sign off and you can dial back into the Dynasty show?
look, we need Matty Jones, the Justin Jefferson, so we can get these fantasy points and we can get to the house.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Rock Out. Call in on the Dynasty show. Appreciate you.
All right, cool.
Bruce, call into the Dynasty show, okay?
Yep.
All right, Travis, final thoughts?
Just on Malik Willis, I forgot to ask earlier. We were talking about, like, is Miami the best place for him? We'd like him there for H-N. I mean, is it maybe the best place aside from, Minnesota, but that kind of fits. Besides that, who would it be? The Steelers?
Yeah.
The Jets?
I think the Jets, anybody who goes to the Jets probably fails. So I don't know. Pittsburgh feels pretty good. I think that's good. Miami's not good for him, but it's good for H-N. I think Minnesota, if Mac doesn't go, then Minnesota. So I want him in Minnesota priority number 1 if Mac Jones doesn't get traded. Then Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And then I don't know.
And you think if Rodgers is willing to come back, you think they just do that?
Yeah. They've already pretty much invited him back. But, you look how Stafford does things. Stafford lets everyone know right away at the award show. And Aaron Rodgers is going to let everybody know in August. I love Aaron Rodgers, but sometimes I'd get tired of him too. All right. See you on the Dynasty show. We'll be back in a minute.
Yep. Bye.
Guys, we'll be live on the Dynasty channel in T-minus 5 minutes. We're going to be talking the Saints players. So make sure you get on over to my thefantasyfootballshow.com for all the rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, links in the description. Make sure you get on over to Rumble.
Rumble.com/thefantasyfootballshow.
Get on over to Rumble. The link's in the description. If you're on Rumble, get over to YouTube. The link's in the description. And make sure we're road to 10K. And as soon as we get 10K, we're doing a Rumble show on Mondays. And then if anybody drops a $500 tip via the Rumble wallet, via Bitcoin, guess what? We do it that immediate Monday. And screw the getting to 10K. We just immediately launch. I'll see you all on the Dynasty channel. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday, live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern, like this very show right here, almost every single night. See you on the Dynasty channel in about 5 minutes. Thank you, Rumblers. Appreciate my Rumblers. You guys rock. Rumble to the moon. Aldi, 420 man. 420 man says Darnold needs a movie. Imagine Darnold getting a movie before Brady. that guy that messaged. He's talking about a guy that messaged the other day. He's like, Smitty, what do you think about Darnold and the story? Don't you think there should be a movie about him? The guy going in the 11th round of fantasy drafts after he just won a Super Bowl. Shouldn't there be a movie about him? Yeah, a movie about how he couldn't get into the single-digit rounds in a fantasy draft after winning a damn Super Bowl. All right, see you all on the Dynasty Channel. Deuce. Links in description.